underestimate our strength. And now we find ourselves in the cusp of history potentially repeating itself as BTK might pull off an upset against the Filipino champions, similar to what they did in the M3 World Championship. The Super Fam gets blue side and they ban the Fredrin.
Oh, so it was worth the ban in comparison to what me and Gideon both thought here, but that's respect. That's the purest form of it, and we already know, Bloodthirsty Kings, they're on that quest. They're one step closer. They just need that one little thing to do to get there. And then you take out one of the biggest success heroes that they found, the Fredrin, that might be maybe one of the many things that FNOP needs to do.
I think another pick that they might even consider at this point is probably also stealing away that Bruno from Zia, make him play something a little bit more volatile. But no, BTK, they're one step ahead. They're like, okay, we're not even going to give them the option of stealing, so let's make the gold lane interesting.
Let me help you.
Let me help you out.
Okay, they take away the Bruno. Funnily enough, that might actually also turn off the idea of Fnatic Onyx Philippines having enough damage to take down another glue pick coming in from Fried Chicken. Now, if you're asking, okay, what does Captain America play now? Oh no, his Fredrin's gone. Well, I mean, he showed off the Soyun game #1, but if you look back at the utility-minded junglers that he showed off in NACT, there are two, Alpha and, well, Akai.
Oh, but this is great coming in from FNOP side. A strong opener once again with that show. Again, Shark is really, really dangerous here, right? From his time in M3 all the way to now, the biggest evolution is that he is not afraid to make the play anymore. Under pressure, usually you see him making some awkward decisions, but now he is decisive and he is extremely, extremely quick on the call.
That was the glaring thing from the previous game where, typically if you've been watching Shark for a while, maybe he makes some hesitation. And this could actually be for a lot of roamers that are developing, and then eventually something happens in their development as a player to the point where they're just confident alongside the team with them to follow through on the initiations that they make. And sometimes, some people might be watching and be like, why did they do that? Why did they go in? But usually it's for the better of the game, and you can see these picks come up already. That is the Hilda being locked in here. Of course, the Suyo again.
I love it. I love the Hilda pick. Really strong as an EXP laner, a great flex, and now even for not going into that Joy for some late game insurance while still being able to fight around the map. This is going to be interesting.
Interesting pick, as the Alpha is still open for Fnatic Onyx Philippines to take, but they decided to take the Joy. Could be a little bit greedy, but could also be FNOP signaling that, we're looking at Zia and Hoon to be our main takedown targets.
I think they might also want to consider playing the Loyi once again, because if you are going for Joy, Yves is wide open.
Yep, they take away one of Hoon's picks. Valentina is still up on the board alongside with his Aurora. If they want to be a little bit more protective, they can go Vexana as well. But let's see which one it is. Ooh, they get the 1-1 first for Zia. Okay,
well, we knew that the gold lane was going to be shaken up a little bit here. The 1-1, so knowing Kelro, what are we expecting him to go with? Because some of those bans might still be choking down the gold lane if possible, but what do you want to play into this because of the fact that you have a 1-1 across from you?
Well, initially, I was hoping that, Bruno was probably going to get led through. Beatrix is probably the next thing that probably comes to mind, considering that they already have a Cho as well as an RWM, so it only makes sense, right? But on the contrary, we've seen a couple of ways of teams to deal specifically against the Wan is Granger. And I'm not sure whether or not, it's a pretty high-risk gold laner, because I don't think anybody has really cracked down on the emblem set as well as the build for Granger to make it work.
Yeah, also, Granger's been getting hella kills in M6 wildcard, M6 Swiss, but not getting hella wins.
Yeah,
he's doing hella damage.
He would go 16 kills, 2 deaths, 14 assists, L.
Looks cool, but
it looks cool.
You gotta win.
It's kind of cursed.
Actually, wait, what's its current win rate now that we think about it? We can probably double check that in just a bit here, because as we see Akai, the follow-up ban for the side of FNOP as BTK holds priority, the fact that they're banning out this Khalid begs a couple of questions, right? Are they genuinely worried about, hey, looking for pressure and maybe attacking that backline? Because with the Wan, you need to have a little bit of trust in your gold laner to say, all right, I'm going to take care of one engagement tool, not all of the engagement tools.
Yeah. Oh, they decided to take away the Claude. I mean, it is a Kelra signature, but I feel like there are better damage options that you can go for, honestly.
Unless they want to play Valentina and steal the RWM, and technically IMU and Claude is the natural answer to the RWM.
To be fair, yeah, that could be a possibility.
Think you'd play the Harith
Your
here?
team is picking.
With that, I mean, another pick that Kelra likes to go, and you could play that into the Zaman Force combination with the real world manipulation.
But then is that too much magic damage at this point? Like, their damage distribution is heavily towards magic side, so at this point, unless you're like, you know, a bunch of you go for like Genius Wand to kind of help out, then I don't see that happening.
There's a hella good pick here by BTK. First 4 picks actually really good. Because you take away comfort for Kirk. Now this might actually swerve Kirk to go into the XP lane, Cho. And then they get a different pick for the roamer, maybe Brusco signature and the Gatot. But then the problem is, it's not really a backline heavy comp. BTK are looking to play sort of divey. Still, it's going to be the 1-1 staying in the back, but the 1-1 wants to get kind of close to hit those marks.
I'm curious to know, does Kirk play Benedetta?
If he has, it's been very rarely that he does.
Not in the last season, no.
Yeah, there's the Gatakacha.
Iritho?
Your team is picking.
Yeah, Iritho.
Yep. I mean, it's a classic way to deal with the 1-1 to beat her in lane. She walks up, roar, arrows, you've lost the trade.
Load, no armor, and I'm done.
It's shredding. I think this is going to be interesting for BTK because now they have to utilize information and guarantee they land some permanent damage on FNOP, whether it be in structures or stealing jungle farm. But those are their only 2 things that can realistically grab.
Okay, BTK now goes a little bit more aggressive. They could take it, and honestly, hard to see who'll win this game number 3.
Thank you, panelists. The fans of North America and Philippines all clenching their backside holes right now because this is the final game in this best of 3, and only one team will emerge victorious. Is NA gonna lock in that slot, or will Fnatic Onyx Philippines fulfill that destiny? There's only one way to find out. Trax, how you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I think everybody in the crowd right now is feeling good. I don't think any of us thought it would go this far. For all you here, Fnatic Onyx Philippines, give it up. And if you're here for BTK, show some love. We're jumping into the land of Dawn for game number 3 in the faded finals of this Swiss match. Who will take it all?
Who will join the Kings of Kings in that knockout stage to place that logo right beside them on that board? Of course, Jungle Star, we got BTK, Mlbb on that purple buff first. So again, parallel jungling, they're both going to end up on where the gold laners are. Heavy poke on that mid side, that's what you got to contend with if you are up against a Yve. But top side as well, this Irithel into 1-1 is going to pose a bit of a problem for Zia, because Kelra can just always perform that drive-by, always stretch your armor, outranges you. Zia already used his Inspire.
And Fnatic Onyx Philippines already going for this. Send our EXP laner up to the top side. Let Joy farm a bit. It's definitely interesting. Fnatic Onyx Philippines know they want to maybe play this aggressive. Know that last time they lost because they lost out on that mid. So this time they're taking control of the river. They're taking control of the mid lane.
And you get the taunt mid side. Hunu is going to take a lot of punishment. You're dealing with a Hilda that likes to move around a lot. Well, Kirkcho solves that problem, right? You get double roamer, essentially, and you can also match the tempo of this Hilda. And a Hilda that doesn't get to move around freely without interference is a Hilda neutered in that early game.
And look at the pressure already on to Mlbb. Did he steal that? King Kong? King Kong just used the retry. It's like, listen, bro, we know what we need to do. We're going to slow you down. We're going to be in your face all game today.
He's going to hit 5 first, and you have retry back up in time for the turtle. So nothing much was lost for King Kong, but for Mlbb, you can already feel that pressure, right? This Yve, Gatot, this show, just outpacing BTK's lineup at the start. Edith, I mean, this Edith, Hilda, they all have to just take it in their face early on.
Yeah. A little bit of damage on to Kirk there. Hoon and Shark got to try to clear this wave quick to get over to this turtle, but Brusco and Kirk already in position to zone them away as Mlbb tries to get this purple buff. There's no time. King Kong able to take the turtle, but 2 WMs come down. Shark goes down with them. Fly Chicken falls. Super Prince on the aggression as Mlbb is forced to back off with Kirk in his face.
Very unfortunate for BTK. They decided to take that fight, which I feel like they should have just let it go because, again, Mlbb was late.
Ooh.
He's going to go down.
Big Way of the Dragon does land on to Mlbb, and Brusco takes the kill. Kirk showing off in the jungle.
Didn't take that loss in the second game lightly. And FNOP, this is the biggest goal lead generated by one team in this series thus far, right? At least this early on, below 3 minutes, almost a 2K advantage for Fnatic Onyx Philippines, but the worst has yet to come. All lanes are won by the Filipino super family, and BTK are struggling at every single corner.
Yeah, the Super Family feels like a different beast right now coming into this game. The past 2 games, the highest gold lead we saw for about the first 8 minutes was 500 or 600 gold.
Yeah.
This time, Fnatic Onyx Philippines is kicking things into gear. The engine is revving. And Fnatic Onyx Philippines are showing BTK why they're the favorites.
And look at Kirk. He's going to proxy this wave. And BTK, there's nothing that he can do about Kirk. He's just going to waste time.
Kirk able to get the kick, trying to run away, but they should be able to get the kill here. Kirk still surviving, but wasting time. Precious seconds of BTK.
If Zia has any spidey senses, it's a good time to start considering backing off. Just give out space to Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Wait for backup. They can't really do much in this situation. Again, FNOP just moves so much faster. King Kong once more taxing that purple buff of Mlbb, just like how he did in Game 1 when we had a similar matchup.
Yeah, Zia gets his first item locked in. He finally gets that Corrosion Scythe. Gonna help out a bit, but it's still gonna be some time. You know, the Wan already not the most extreme meta hero we've seen. I think Skylar is one of the only ones that have really pulled it off amazingly so far in M6, and it takes some time for it to really pop off. Fnatic Onyx know this. That's why they're putting on the pressure. BTK has to try to hang on for this first mid, I mean, maybe even into late game.
Not only that, how are you going to unlock all that weakness points for your ultimate, right? All of them are so mobile. Cho is going to dance around, you know, with his Jit Kundo and Shun Po. You got to try to contend with the RWM the Super Free is going to set up. It's tough.
Kirk once again hunting for Mlbb, man. Kirk knows the assignment right now. Here comes the AOG, able to lock on. Hoon able to steal it. RWM does come out. Brusco with an AOG of his own. The damage lands on a Shark. He brings out the primal form. Kelra in a little bit of trouble. Zia going toe-to-toe, but he might get taken down. Zia falls. King Kong gets the kill. As Fried Chicken looks for the next target. Mlbb able to lock down Brusco. 1 for 1. Turtle for turtle.
BTK cannot breathe that big sigh of relief just yet, because that was only possible because it was the early game, right? Kelra doesn't have his items just yet. Any other situation, he would have blown up Zia in under 3 seconds. So BTK, they got the turtle somehow. Mlbb, as always, good on their retreat button. Even getting 2 kills for themselves. King Kong will attack the purple buff again. Can they stop him?
King Kong low.
Oh.
Mlbb misses. King Kong just gets away. Threads the needle. Able to slide out to safety. And he takes the purple along with him.
Even takes the buff after missing his retribution, I believe. Yeah, King Kong used his retreat first and still got it. Bot side, they want to look for a play.
AOG comes out, does not lock on to Zia, but does fend him away. Zia's dancing right now. He's looking for towers. He's looking for space. He's looking for gold because he knows the clock is ticking. And right now, Kelra's clock is ticking much faster.
Now, Kelra is accelerating for sure. He's gonna go for, I mean, he went for Haas Claw straight for first item, then only completed his tough boots. It will only get harder from here. Berserker's Fury will be the second item for sure. For Kelra, if he at some point wants to go for Blizzard Gun, I wouldn't be against it for the extra range against such a short-reaching team like BTK.
Hoon takes the AOG once again. Looking for some looking for some engaged possibilities. I think the goal is maybe don't use it so early. Maybe wait out until you pop that AOG. Don't make it the first skill to come out of your team. Use it as a response. Use it as a chase. Use it as, peeling for your team. Something else than just diving into your enemies.
It's all about picking up poison. If you steal AOG, then RWM is going to be kind of that obstacle, and vice versa, right? If you steal RWM, Brusco can just jump on top of you with his Avatar of the Guardian. So in this case, I think Hoon has to really make those smart decisions. Stalling on this mid wave is the first step. Third turtle now, the point of contention.
Oh, Kirk with another kick. Puts Mlbb back into his grave. Fried Chicken falls next and Hoon's in trouble. He's looking for the escape, but there's no escape from the Super Family. A triple kill for Kelra. And the advance keeps coming. BTK against the ropes.
FNOP are just too fast for BTK to keep up. This was the second time that FNOP makes a move, and BTK tried to fight and they lost.
Zia gets crossbow Tang, able to find Kirk. More shots fired off. Can he back off? Shark in a little bit of trouble. Kelra gonna go in for the chase with the dive, but does not find another. BTK just slide by.
Guess it's the silver lining. Consolation prize getting Kirk. Zia getting the kill is massive. Had to use Inspire for it. They still lost the mid tier 1, but BTK needs to really stabilize this game. King Kong once more steals the purple buff. Wonder if we could get a stat of how many purple buffs King Kong has stolen from Mlbb. 2 levels ahead of the Suyo. Mlbb forced to go to the top side, and everyone else from BTK now starting to recognize that we need to stick by Zia. He is the president of North America right now, and we need him alive. We need him for that late game.
At this point, the amount of buffs that Mlbb has gotten, he's a glorified EXP laner. It's definitely tough for him.
Yeah.
He can't farm, he can't get his purple, he can't get his orange, and even look at King Kong now on the mini-map. He's going for another one. The damage is outputting. Mlbb just able to get it, but even that's a hard time.
It's also a minor switcher from King Kong, this time going for Temporal Rain for the talent instead of the Warcry, so then reduce cooldown for his dashes. Even more mobility given over to the Joy in these team fights, right? At the drop of a hat, King Kong can just decimate this backline, and you don't necessarily have to dive onto Zia. If you can get a Hoon, that is good enough. If you can force Zia out away from the fight, it is already a win condition. And not only that, Kelra can always catch up with that sprint on this Irithel.
They got to do something about Kirk, man. Kirk is having a hard time. I mean, Kirk is just making them have a hard time. Shark goes down. King Kong, I saw it coming. I'm watching the mini-map, and Shark's just inching closer and closer to Kirk. Man, and I mean, it's similar. Right now, the Cho has just been such a strong pick from game 2 to now. It has been a decider.
Isolation factor that it provides with the kick. And from the start, I already pointed out that this Edith is going to have a hard time even trying to keep up.
Yeah.
And now we are seeing Shark just not having a game at all.
Oh, a little bit of damage on Mlbb. A lot of damage on Mlbb. Kelra finds another one. 4-0 in 2. King Kong solos the Lord. And Fnatic Onic inch closer to their ticket to the knockouts.
I feel like FNOP has taken off the waist, right? And Rock Lee waist, they've taken it off, and they're now ready to brawl.
Yeah.
Just moving at supersonic speed, almost 6k goalie with the first Lord. BTK might have to let this go.
Yeah, they're gonna have to back off, and look at the kick! Kirk! How do you do it? 5-man wipe as Kelra cleans their clocks. Mlbb back on the map, trying to defend. The minions are there. Fnatic Onic backs off, but there's still a Lord coming, ready to knock down the castle.
This is it might be early to say this, but I'll say it anyways. It's checkmate for BTK. No amount of miracle can save NA right now. FNOP can go for the end.
That's it. AOD to the back. Mlbb off the map. Fnatic Onic attack. They want their name on the plaque. BTK trying to defend, pushing them away once again. Fnatic Onic PH. Let it happen. Let it burn slow, because the Lord is still coming.
There. The Lord hasn't even arrived at any of the structures just yet. And FNOP can continue to put an impact. I mean, look at
the damage.
He's just taking out the front line of BTK like they were made of butter.
BTK stuck in the base, waiting for hell to come right now. Fnatic Onic PH has brought Armageddon along with them. Kelra 7-0 in 4. We're 11 minutes in. I'm wondering if he's maxed out. And look at the damage. Deleted. Gone. Taken out. Another one on the chopping block. BTK in shambles. Shark deleted. Zia falls. Kelra looking for the Maniac. Looking for the Savage. Couldn't quite get it, but Fnatic Onic Philippines are going to take this tower. In the Philippines, there are no kings. Just the super family.
Pure domination as they let this play out in a celebratory fashion. Fnatic Onic Philippines will be your second team to join the Kings of Kings in the knockout stage. 2-1 over the Bloodthirsty Kings, as NA will have to take a seat in that 2-1 bracket. And this is truly FNOP unleashed in that third game. We thought that game 1 and 2 were close, but in this game number 3, it wasn't even remotely a contest.
They took off the weights, like you said. The Rock Lee weights are off. They were moving at high speed. They brought the aggression to BTK in the early game, and they took it.
They just ran with it. Congratulations to Fnatic Onyx Philippines. We're going to toss it back to the panel to talk about this game.
I mean, it is December, Thanksgiving's over, bring out the lechon, it's Christmas time, as the Filipinos will move forward to the knockout stages. Thunderstruck was BTK.
That was a clean ending.
It was crazy. Honestly, it was crazy with such a lead. And honestly, I gotta give it. If Brusco doesn't get MVP by the end of this, I'm gonna be upset.
Brusco is your pick for MVP.
Brusco.
My bad. I was already thinking. I was thinking Kirk. I was literally talking about. I was literally talking about. I can't.
Yeah, you were literally going, oh my God, Kirk!
The Cho is such a pivotal pick here. Oh my goodness, so good.
So good. I just, across the board, this game 3 was like, I mean, it was under 12 minutes too.
Yeah.
But just a complete dominating game for FNOP. And realistically, if you've been watching them for a while now, this is I don't even know if I could say this is their peak gameplay. Like, I feel like there's still something in the tank here for them, but it was an absolute just performance from them. And I think peak Mlbb obviously in this game 3 for them. But yeah, I think Kirk 100% was deserving of MVP for this game because he did so much on the Cho pick. And the casters mentioned this too, how great this hero alone has been. But in the hands of Kirk like this and how this played out, phenomenal.
I don't know about you, Rema, but do you feel like, you know, Fnatic Onyx PH felt a little disrespected, and now it's like, okay, we got to put the hammer down. We got to show who's Papa.
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like when we saw RRQ go up against Twisted Minds and they qualified. And that's what it felt like in this game number 3 after BTK was able to test FNOP in the first 2. Thunderstruck again, they were left. Let's go on over to the stage with Rose and members of Fnatic Onyx.
The second team to officially make it to the knockout stages. Fnatic Onyx Philippines taking a 2-1 win against BTK. And right now I have with me King Kong and of course, Coach Why Not. Hello, first of all, congratulations guys.
Thank you.
Okay, King Kong, let's start with you. You just went through 4 intense days of Swiss stages. How do you feel the competition is like right now in the M6?
Sobrang saya.
You're happy, but is the competition like intense or you think it's easy?
Minsan intense, minsan easy eh.
Sometimes intense, sometimes easy. Maybe you can dive deeper into that. When is it intense? When is it easy?
Mlbb intense.
Oh, okay. Now, I like that. We'll get to that later. Okay, Coach, Why Not? I'm pretty sure not just us here, not just the casters, but people all over the world were probably wondering, Coach, why Layla?
Why Layla?
Yeah, maybe you can explain why you guys decided to pick Layla. It's the first time.
I think it's a tribute to Malaysia, to the great Chico guys. Right? Chico. And Kelra respects Chico very much. So it's something that he thought about, that it might counter Bruno. And yeah, it was a success.
Okay, I like that. I do think it is a good tribute to Chiku guys, and it's nice to see that Kelra actually does respect Chiku guys, and I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. You know what? Hi Chiku, look, you might not be in M6 this time around, but there are players that still look up to you. Thank you very much, Coach. Okay, King Kong, back to Mobazane. In a video earlier, there was a video we saw. You said you wanted to meet Mobazane. Now that you've met him, what do you think about his performance?
Ang lakas niya mag-pred rin, kaso pred rin lang.
Oh! Okay, now this one's good. So, as you all know, I just asked, how is Mobazane's performance? He said, he's good at Fredrin, but Fredrin only. All right, King Kong. Now, King Kong. You've already met Mobazane. What other junglers do you want to meet that you think are good? Because everybody says you're one of the best.
RRQ, Sutsujin.
And? Give me three. 3? Sutsujin.
SRG, Sekis.
Sakais. Last.
Vamos, Chibi.
Oh. Now, if the matchup does happen, I'm pretty sure this is going to be very, very intense. Okay, Coach, why not? Maybe as a coach, in your opinion, give me at least 3 teams that you think can make it to the knockout stages.
I mean, obviously BTK. I mean, the other 2-1 teams gotta respect the Fred Green. They gotta respect the macro of BTK. You know, apart from them, it's really a free-for-all. I mean, the 1-2s, it's very scary. Those are champions. But if I had to choose, definitely SRG and TLID.
Oh, okay. Now, you know what? I do agree. BTK did give them a fight just now, and it wasn't an easy fight. We can see BTK was fighting back. SRG and TLID, you know what? Hopefully these two teams do make it, so King Kong can actually meet them in the knockout stages. Okay, King Kong, to wrap up the interview, what do you want to say to the Sonics? We can see that the Sonics, full support in Malaysia, and I'm pretty sure in the Philippines as well and all over the world.
Sa mga Sonics na sumusuporta since day one, thank you sa pagsuporta lagi sa amin. Abangan niyo pa kami sa mga susunod pa naming laban.
He said to all the Sonics, thank you very much for supporting us. Don't forget to stay tuned to our upcoming matches and just continue supporting them. Thank you very much to Coach Wynot and to King Kong. And with that, let's throw it over to the panel to break down what happened in this game against BTK.
Congratulations again to Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Thank you, Rose, King Kong, and Coach Wynot. And, well, I like that. I was telling Gideon this. I really like that Coach Wynot still got to play to the crowd a little bit and thanked the one and only Chico guys for that late pick as an inspiration.
Hey, he's not the only one. King Kong Zor already putting 2 Malaysian junglers on that stage for that top 3 as well to face off. So again, great game so far, and I think this is one of the more technical games overall in the entirety of the Swiss stage, right? I think by far from drafting all the way to the in-game macro and micro.
I think that's why too. You still heard it on stage. You know, there's still the respect there, of course, for BTK, because they are one of the teams that I would say didn't bring FNOP to their limit, but they definitely brought the game and they made it a great series ahead of them. Obviously, Game 3, very one-sided, but there's still a lot that BTK, I think, can show us, and hopefully also Mlbb can go ahead and answer that to King Kong. Play more than the Fredrin, because, yeah, his Fredrin's amazing, but what else does he have in the tank?
Yeah, they look like that just became a big signal to the rest of the teams in the 2-1 column now. So let's look back at this game and how it ended in less than 12 minutes. Fnatic Onyx Philippines just running over BTK. I believe it's a good place to start with Gideon that you were mentioning. Very enthusiastically, the Irithel into the 1-1 pick, which is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's the direct counter to specifically this 1-1, right? Because if you want to go for weakness points, Kelra can outpace you every single time. And, I mean, obviously, 1-1 doesn't really care about move speed and generally focuses more on that attack speed, but Kelra can easily just go in and out of these fights. Wait for your Queen's Call, go back in, rip, let it rip, pull back, rinse and repeat all over again. And it's a very difficult lane for Zia, which is pretty interesting considering that BTK was hoping that he was able to hold on his own, knowing that they saw the Cho, they saw the RWM as well.
Yeah. I think it was really hard for BTK to really focus on something because you have, you know, an Irithel, the sprint, but also a Joy across from you. Like, where are you going to look? You know, in a way, it's a different diversion, you know, like this lineup. And I think that's what made it so successful for them because it really just caused so much chaos against whatever BTK was trying to do. And if that's the plan from a team like this from FNOP, you're going to fall behind. You're going to fall behind fast, and that's exactly what happened here.
Divide and conquer against a team that are very good at playing together, playing as a unit to support their president, whoever it is in the lineup. But for Fnatic Onyx Philippines, I'm glad you mentioned the joy and the idea of where does BTK go, because at some point it felt like it was just that. It was like, all right, we finally patched you know that thing in cartoons when a ship is sinking, they patch one hole, another one pops up, they patch that, 3 more pop up. That's what it felt like.
You know what a perfect example of that too was in the game? When King Kong shouldn't have escaped that purple buff steal.
No. Oh, when he stole it? Yeah.
That was, honestly, honest to God, that was disgusting. That was illegal. He should not have been allowed to do that, but that's the beauty when you have Temporal Rain, right? Which again, is one of the few adjustments we saw from King Kong. Instead of going for Warcry, where it's about, hey, I don't mind going in and out of these fights as long as I can get this to a trigger, I'm going to deal a decent amount of damage. But now with the Temporal Rain, I can get in and out a lot more effectively because honestly, with or without the Warcry, Joy still does an absurd amount of damage.
Yeah, it felt like what we saw there in that game number 3 was a team that understood and finally got completely what it felt like to go up against BTK. And with some key adjustments, let's now talk about that Cho pick that you were raving on about.
Because again, Cho versus the Hilda, it is not Cho favored at all. You're trying to keep up with pace with the Hilda, but then look for those big No way!
Well, he got him.
Yeah, he got that maniac there.
Who set it up for him? who had to get on his knees and tell him, hey, Kelra, get on my back real quick. I'll get you over that wall.
Yeah, you know, Kirk did an amazing job. Like, let's be honest, he was his own MVP for this game, and it allows every single time, you know, with these, whether it's an XP laner, whether it's a roamer, they set these gold laners to shine. And obviously, Kelra, he was able to shine the way he did, getting this MVP performance, even that Maniac at the end, because of all the activation that was given to him. And again, he also played a part, before he was actually online with multiple items, he played a part in causing that chaos, where then it allowed Kirk to just, and when everybody on BTK is freaking out, here comes Kirk, kicks, boom, and then you're dead, you know, and that worked out so well. Shout out to Leo.
But we did pose a question, what makes an MVP? And this MVP performance, from what many hail to be the gold standard, apparently was multiple multi-kills throughout the game. Triple kills and a Maniac to boot to wrap it all up. One of the best ways to say that a gold laner is the best in their role is just when they find the right timing to pop off. And in those last 2 minutes, Kelra found the right timing to pop off.
I mean, especially when you have like such strong pillars like Brusco, Super Prince, and as well as Kirk to kind of lay out the red carpet for you, right?
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I would say that in this particular game against the Bloodthirsty Kings, the biggest issue that I saw in it is the fact that when you want to make a proactive play, you are getting the information, but off of the very first interaction in the game, they never really found that solid footing anymore after that, despite having, you know, a strong Hilda pick. Hey, by the way, Joy isn't on this side of the map. Be careful on the opposite side. I rotate, I sacrifice my farm, and even then, I still am not finding these big turnarounds.
Yeah, I think overall it was just a situation where BTK